Okay, for this problem, we're trying to find the mass of sulfuric acid produced from the reaction of sulfur trioxide and water. So first we write our equation, then we need to make sure it's balanced. This one is balanced. We have one sulfur, 1, 2, 3, 4 oxygens, 2 hydrogens on both sides, so we don't have to add any coefficients. Okay, so this is going to be using stoichiometry, but nothing too crazy. So this is a limiting reactant problem, so you're going to need to do stoichiometry twice. Doesn't matter which one you start with. I'm going to start with 1.64 grams of water. 1.64 grams of water times the molar mass of water. So you're going to need to make sure you have your periodic table pulled up. The molar mass of water. I don't know how particular your chemistry instructor is. I usually just say 18 grams per mole for water. So there's that. Moles of water. You want to make sure that you're being specific with your units so that when you're canceling, things stay really simple. You have 1 mole of water here on the bottom. Now you're doing your mole ratio here. We're trying to find the mass of sulfuric acid, so we need to do 1 mole of our sulfuric acid here, and then again multiplying 1 mole of sulfuric acid, and then our molar mass of sulfuric acid. This one's a little trickier. I'm going to grab my calculator. I'm doing it off screen, but it's 2 hydrogens, that's 2, a sulfur is 32, and then 4 oxygens is 64. That comes to a total of 98 grams. So just to make sure that I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm trying to go fast, but I do want to make sure that this is clear and that we're understanding what's going on. So to walk through what this whole bar, this whole stoichiometry situation is, it's dimensional analysis. So what we're going to end up doing here in just a second is canceling all of these things out. So again, you always start with what you're given, and then the last thing here at the end is going to be what you want to be calculating. So I was given 1.64 grams of water, so then I use that. This is grams per mole, so grams, and then in the middle I need my mole ratio. 1 mole of water to when I'm trying to find 1 mole of the sulfuric acid, and then I did again the molecular weight of the sulfuric acid. In just a minute we can multiply all of this across, divide it by everything on the bottom. That's going to find just with the water how much sulfuric acid is that going to yield. Then we're going to do the same thing, but how much is the sulfur trioxide giving us? So that's the 6.58 grams of SO3 times, again, this is the grams per mole. And what is the molar mass of SO3? 32 plus, oops. So that's 80 grams per mole of SO3. Again, our mole ratio, 1 mole of SO3, 1 mole of H2SO4. Again, that's coming from up here in our balanced chemical equation. And then we get to use the same molecular mass again because we want it to be, we're getting to the same thing here. Okay, so as we see, our units that are canceling, grams of water, moles of water, moles of water, moles of H2SO4, moles of H2SO4, grams of sulfur trioxide, grams of moles of H2SO4, moles of H2SO4. In both of these, what remains is what we were looking for at the beginning. In the question, it's asking us for grams of H2SO4. Okay, so now on my calculator, I'm going to, in the first one, multiply 1.64. I don't know if I'm being too elementary or going too fast. My mom's probably gonna give me feedback, I don't know. So I'm doing 1.64 times 98, dividing that by 18. Everything else is ones. That comes to 8.9288. So I just like to write a lot of digits. This initially had 3 significant figures, so 8.93 grams is what that first one gives us. Hold on to that number for just a minute. Okay, the second one, 6.58 times 98 divided by 80, 8.0605. Again, I like to hang on to a lot. This 6.58 also has 3, 8.06 grams. Now, it's closed. I don't know why, but
closed all day?
I don't know.
No, it's gonna open in like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. You're good.
Yeah, the person who worked shift got moved to a different hall to cover.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I guess.
Okay, back to the chemistry. Okay, so because this is a limiting reactant problem, you can't make more if using this down here. If you only have this much sulfur trioxide, you can't make this much. Okay, so your correct answer is 8.06 grams. I hope that made sense.